But yeah, it is kind of crazy just how technology is evolving much faster than I thought it ever would. I understand. I saw, well, not the inception of it. I've seen the internet grow into something that I cannot completely fathom anymore. I've seen computers go from that fucking computer that I had as a kid, my dad's compact computer that was handed down to me, to being something I can hold on my palm of my hand with my phone. But with all that, still, I'm shocked at how, like, low-cost SD cards are right now. $20 for 120 gigabytes. Micro SD card for my 3DS. Just like, God, wow, that's impressive. That should be coming soon enough, but alright. Hey everybody, Rebellion here, and welcome to Triangle Strategy. I'm just going to be starting the recording immediately because I do not know how long we're going to be streaming. Comcast doing its thing, internet's being very choppy, though I'm looking at the bitrate right now and it actually looks like it might not be as bad as before, or it's like frequent sharp spike sideshow. This looks like it's more of like a dip, a couple of, like, about a minute later, another dip, things like that. So it might not be as frequent, but it's still, like, terrible. Let's see how much I can get done. Alright, this was an exploration one, I believe. Make sure there's no other side story things that I'm missing out on. And let's see this.
Look, a Rosellan. I heard she's an envoy from Glenbrook.
Who are you? Oh, wait, you don't have a profile, damn.
Be that as it may, is her kind even allowed to enter our halls?
Okay, not as evil. It just looks like one of them old paintings. A researcher at Heisenite's Ministry of Medicine. He feels frustration at not being able to choose his own research topics. Damn.
I can only assume she received special permission, since Minister Lila's showing her around.
Ironic, considering the wishes of us researchers are hardly ever granted.
What a splendid facility you have here. I can see why your nation excels in the medical arts.
Normally, only ministry staff are allowed in. Having outsiders view our work is unprecedented.
We cannot thank you enough for your generosity.
If I heard correctly, it sounds like you are researching life itself.
That we are. In order to cure illnesses and injuries, we must set our sights high.
Even illnesses deemed uncurable in other nations?
There is no miracle panacea in this world, but we like to think nothing is impossible.
Wonderful. And would you be willing to share those results with others, should you achieve them?
If you believe in the goddess's teachings, yes. At least, that is what I would expect the Holy One to say.
Minister Lila, the preparations for the experiment are complete.
My apologies, but I must get back to work. You are free to take a look around. However, I ask you to not enter the restricted areas.
Of course, nothing is free in the Ministry, nor anywhere in Hyzant. And of course, when people are forced to adhere to teachings, there are some who will resist. Who might you be? Just a researcher, nothing more.
Just a researcher. If you had a speaking line, I feel like you might be someone. Especially because you got more than one or two throwaway lines.
What was his problem?
Saranoa, I could use some fresh air, if you don't mind.
But of course. Let us take a break outside.
How are you faring, Frederica? Better than before, thank you. But I should like to rest in the shade for a spell. But of course, read as long as you like. I should take a moment to get to know the city. Some merchants are open for business during the exploration phase, and may be selling rare items you'll not find at the provisioner in the encampment. You'll be wise to speak with any shopkeepers you meet. Fancy. You sure it's the Ministry of Medicine? No. It's rare for foreign dignitaries to be allowed into the ministry. Take your time looking around. What's that shiny thing? From the source to the shield and the thriving city between them, I can scarcely decide what has me most impressed. I can only imagine the people feel the same way, judging by the smiles on their faces. Have you seen the great big wall around the city? That's called the Goddess's Shield. It protects us and the salt from any who would do us harm. Welcome, I'm gonna be of service today. Come on. You have large pellets. Deals fire-type magic damage to a single enemy and sets the ground ablaze. And freezes the ground. Effects spread on water for the thunder one and winds and spreads fires. Actually, don't remember if I needed any of these things, but I feel like this up here is probably the rare stuff. Or maybe not, because these have lower in stock. I'll have to double check, but I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that. Hyzonite is a blessed nation, one where everyone lives in peace. But if you happen to see anyone suspicious, be sure to alert the nearest sentry. Could the streets really be that safe in a city this wealthy? I wish I could say the same in Glenbrook. Speaking of which, we should get ourselves some souvenirs before we head home. I'm sure your father would be happy to know you thought of him. In Hyzonite, the goddess teachings determine where you work. Even at the Ministry of Medicine, you are only allowed to research subjects decided by the goddess, though I cannot deny the significance of their results. That is a... The goddess is on our side. Should another war arise, I know she would ensure the Holy State's victory. Minister Exharm is always thinking of ways to make our nation even greater. He may be young, but he is still a role model to us all. Though it seems he views Minister Sorceley with distastes. I've heard that Minister Exharm was in charge of military and diplomatic affairs, but it seems he goes above and beyond for his nation. I can help but wonder from where his aversions to Minister Sorceley stem. We got something. The ironstone, timber, and fiber are more important, but these low rarity items are in good supply. Yeah, that's why I'm like thinking they might be rare, but I don't think they're infrequent. Also, yeah, I'm assuming while they're not going to be infinite, they're going to be abundant enough that everyone can have some semblance of a upgraded weapon or upgraded thing or whatever those materials are needed for. Can be gotten with normal play. Everyone in Hyzonite knows the goddess's teachings. Obey the teachings and serve your nation, and you shall receive the goddess's blessing. It is not wealth that drives Hyzonite, but the faith and happiness of her people. But we cannot ignore wealth's importance in the equation. How has the Holy State achieved such balance? It seems idealistic to think a nation can be built on faith alone. If people are left dissatisfied, will their faith not waver? But what is it that brings the people such happiness? I thought the answer differed for everyone. Happiness comes from multiple things. How is everyone happy with only one thing? Versus, how can a nation be built on faith alone? You have to satisfy everyone. Are you not afraid of that? And wealth has to have some importance in the equation of building a city and having it all. How does the Holy Shade achieve such a balance? All these are kind of valid questions-ish. This middle one is more of a, it seems idealistic to think a nation can be built on faith alone. People are less dissatisfied with their faith not waver. It sort of brings up the question of faith cannot really pay the bills, and faith is not all-encompassing. If it wavers, then what happens? And are you afraid of anything like that? But if I remember correctly, and I read correctly, this is the one nation that makes fucking salt. So, like, I wonder how much of it is just they are in a position where they are allowed to make this entire thing work. Let's be honest, if you look deep enough, all civilizations were achieved at the cost of some's freedom. Oh yeah, of course. Like, they already brought up on this one. You can only research and do what the goddess says. And of course, the goddess is filtered by one such person only, which we still don't know if it's a situation of a Wizard of Oz, someone behind pulling the strings and just trying to do their best, or if there's no one there and like some high council government is trying to like make sure peace is done through control of faith, something like that. We never know. Never trust the church. Especially in RPG games. I don't know what it is, but a lot of RPG games, the church is always hiding something. Oftentimes it's like more malicious, or if not malicious, then just ill intentions for control or other thing else. But at least for the most part, the results they give for general public that is under their custody is at least good. The problem is when you look at it while not inside their little circle. Again, I remember I've pushed a lot for the bottom ones. I want to say you probably pick the bottom one there. Because the church was always hiding something. Very true. Very true. The answer is simple. Following the teachings. Do so and you shall be blessed by the goddess herself. That's... How do you make everyone happy? I thought everyone's happy for different things. It's simple. What we've been saying the entire time. Listen to the goddess, then you will be happy. All who live in Hyzonite can see the happiness that comes with those blessings. That was kind of a non-answer, but alright. Do the Saintly Seven have the people completely under their thumb? You've learned about the Saintly Seven of Hyzonites. This is just between you and me, but not everyone is happy with the... There you go! Not everyone happy with the Hierophants. I honestly don't understand why. Not everyone is happy, but then why do they go through such lengths to say that everyone's happy? And moreover, they put on a really convincing front of like everyone is happy. But then again, I've never seen a city or any sort of organization with everyone being happy. That sort of reminds me of a lot of those old movies of just smile, if not, we'll make you smile. Hyzonite is a wonderful city. Please enjoy your time here to your heart's content. However, I ask you not to interrupt Ministry of Sorsley's work. And please stay away from Source. Yep, bitrate shit, I'm sorry. Leslie, I shall defy that order and get up close. As one of the Saintly Seven, I managed the production and shipment of salt. That is to say, I single-handedly bear the burden of Hyzonite's finance. I can only imagine I was bestowed with such, oh god, a venerable position in recognition of my unwavering faith to the goddess. Minister Sorceley oversees all Hyzonite's dealings in salt, foundation of their nation's wealth. It is a crucial job, even among the Saintly Seven. I've learned about Sorceley's responsibilities. I must ask you to turn back. The source is just ahead. But you'll have to turn back. Only those with power with proper permission can enter. I think I'm just gonna head out. We'll try to catch the video then YouTube. I understand, baby guy. Thanks for stopping by, though. I'm sorry about the bad bitrate and such. I know people don't really watch my streams when they're like this bad. I wish I could change it, but I can't. Patrol around the source is always light. Is always tight. Why did I say light? You cannot pass through here. My convictions have been strengthened by trying to just like talk to everyone, I guess, and there's someone down there. The goddess is on our side. Should another war rise? Oh wait, I already talked to you. That's right. I just didn't go this way further. The goddess's teachings condemn the Roselle to breaking labor at the source to atone for their crimes of their forebears. I know it is the way of their nation, and yet it doesn't sit well with me. Pray, take care of Lady Frederica. I have no doubt this way is heavy upon her. Oh yeah, of course. The knowledge of knowing you're being punished. Why? Because someone that wasn't you in the past did something wrong. It must be nice having freedom to roam around another's nation. Why are you jelly? I thought we had peace stuff going on. Why are you being so mean? The source? Sorry, I can't say I know much about it. It's a sacred place that a select few are allowed to enter. With that, we've talked to pretty much everyone here. Let's talk to you real quick. I always knew that the goddess and her followers looked upon the Roselle with disdain, and I can't help but worry for my people. The sins they atone for are not their own. One cannot help but wonder why they must continue to pay for them. This has less to do with the goddess' teachings than it does producing salt. It makes me wonder why the citizens do not labor at the source. That's actually a curious thing right there, actually. I'm unable to understand why in this nation that touts equality, the Roselle must suffer such discrimination. All these are valid. Everyone's equal. Everyone's happy under the goddess. But you with, like, pink hair, someone way back in the day did something terrible. And because of that, you guys are the only ones allowed to go into the source and stuck mining the stuff to produce the city's wealth. But everyone's equal, though. Everyone is equal and everyone is loved. Except those people. Fuck those people. I kind of want to ask all these questions, but I only get the one. Or not say all these questions, but more statements. Which one of these is a bigger blow? Why must people atone for sins that are not their own? Why is no other citizen allowed to labor at the source? And why in equality, in a city of equality, do the Roselle suffer discrimination? This they'll probably say because that goddess says so. That's probably my problem with a lot of like these sort of depictions of faith and all that. Is like when you ask a question, it's sort of the goddess told us to, or the religion told us to, or this told us to, and that's just like a frequent answer. And for me, it's not a thing of there's no, I don't want to say critical thinking, but no. What's the right way to describe it? No external source of logic that can be used to follow the train of thought. Maybe? In that it's almost like this little bubble. Works with its own teachings, and any other sense of logic being thrown into it is invalid because it's in its own little bubble. And I don't know. It doesn't sit right with me a bit. I'm gonna go for the middle one, though. I feel like this one has maybe some slightly bigger implications. This has less to do with the goddess' teachings than it does producing salt. It makes me wonder why the other citizens do not labor at the source. You mean to say the teachings ignore efficiency and profit? I wouldn't say that, but more of why only you guys? Why the people of the Roselle and no one else? Not for efficiency and profit, more of just what rule of the faith says only them? This nation was built upon their profit from salt. The source is a sacred place, and yet only the Roselle are forced to labor away there. Hyzanite has already accumulated some sufficient wealth off their salt taxes. I doubt there's any who wish for more in exchange for such painstaking work. I guess. To say the taxes for the one commodity that everyone needs has already given this city enough power that no one else has to work, so they leave it only for the lower class to work, or the Sind class, if you want to call it that, to work, is suitable, but I'm not, again, it doesn't sit well with me much here. Let's continue on. What's going to happen here? Oh, wait, I can go back to the... Never mind, I can go back out there, I think. Wait, I can't go... Oh, wait. Okay, good. I nearly forgot. I need to fucking go outside and talk to the merchant to at least get some stuff. I have some money. I might as well use it for something, because I'm pretty sure... Actually, I shouldn't say I'm pretty sure, because I don't know yet, but... I don't think prices are not going to go extreme just yet. We've not really used recovery pellets, but I might have to at some point. As for the elemental stones, I almost want to say I want to get one of each. That's 800. 900. 10, 50, 12, 1500 to buy at least one of everything. That's not a large recovery pellet, I think. That'll leave me with an alright amount. Is there anything I can sell that's like big? Apparently everything I have is in here. The HP ring. The iron. Okay, I only have iron actually, so let's get some more of these at the very least. An oil jug. Actually, I have none of these. Murder selected. I'm a square flammable. Oh, this just makes it that you can light fire anywhere, assuming there's no flammable source on it. So aside that, you know what? I'll buy 2 more iron. Why not? I'll hold off on these things. I feel like they could be normal rewards for beating big enemies, let's say, or exploring thoroughly. Whereas upgrade materials, while I probably want to say this game give us a steady amount, whenever a game tells you the option to buy them and they're a limited source, that means normally that they are not expected, but very helpful to have. Especially for the upcoming possible game bell curve of progression. I saw a sparkle. Where was it? Some notes. They claim the city is peaceful, but there are soldiers apparently in the streets and ministry. It really makes one wonder. It's probably not peaceful, or they're going to say that it's peaceful because of such a watchful eye that any crime, naysayers, or evil thoughts are just crushed that quickly. Let's see. The goddess saves all who believe in her. We research so that we may aid her to that end. The ministry research helps save lives, and I'm proud to be part of that. It's as far as you go. Only those with the goddess's permission can enter. Researchers are highly respected in Hythenite. The ministry is a symbol of our nation's knowledge and a source of the people's pride. It's our honor to help the sick and injured. The study of life fascinates me so. We may even unlock secret immortality someday. That would be a terrible day. Plus, it also does not sit well with me a bit, the whole thing of, like, we study things. We believe there's no miracle panacea for everything, but there probably is a very good chance that they could find a solution to everything in given time. And when asked if they would share, they said, if you believe it, if you believe in our God, yes. Which, again, The goddess's teachings unite the people. They are what governs the nation. Perhaps there is something to be learned in all this. Maybe in terms of finances. Researchers immerse themselves in whatever the goddesses bids them study. Devoting their time to those studies is what brings us the greatest joy. We've already found examples of people that don't, but alright. Sorry, it's off limits. There are more delicate matters being researched up ahead. As such, I'll have to ask you to turn back. We've talked to everyone now that I can see. Let me see. Is there anyone that we can talk to that might just move things forward, or maybe a new marker that shows up? Oh, wait. I forgot. There's a fucking button in the GUI that says conclude exploration. I need to read it sometimes. I best group with the others.
We got our hands on a fine souvenir thanks to Lady Frederica.
It is quite the feat indeed. Serenoa has terrible taste when it comes to gifts.
Thank you indeed, Frederica.
It was my pleasure.
Should we ask Minister Lila about what ails Lord Simon?
No. Even now, Lord Simon commands great influence. We cannot let others know about his condition.
I understand. Not even our allies can know of our weaknesses, lest they use them against us.
Indeed. We cannot risk exposing ourselves to such danger for the young lord's sake as well.
What was that?
It appears there is a stir around the ministry.
I shall investigate.
Oh, we got combat. And no side stuff. Good. Let's look at something going on here today. Recommended level 4. I might like that, actually. From the looks of it with this game, it seems like every fight is just slightly above the player's level, assuming you're not focus leveling one unit only. In which case, I'm pretty sure that would not be very optimal as well, but who knows? Actually, I probably should have looked to upgrade some stuff. Ah, well.
Anna, what happened?
Some researchers at the Ministry ran off with its secrets.
To think my ministry was infiltrated by unbelievers.
Unbelievers?
Heathens who reject the goddess's teachings.
At their head is a researcher named Plinius, who escaped with some of our most valuable findings. You must retrieve these documents for us, Exham.
Consider it done. But they could be anywhere in town by now. I will need all the eyes I can get on the lookout.
I must remain here at the Ministry. Their spies may still be among us.
Minister Exham, we would be happy to be of service.
We are in your debt, Lord Serenoa.
The men we pursue are researchers, proficient in the arcane arts. The insight of one versed in their ways would be invaluable to us.
Take Corentin with you. He is one of my most talented researchers. Corentin, you are to go with House Wolfort and help them retrieve our research from Plinius.
As you wish, Minister.
All right, my friends. The pursuit begins.
Oh yeah, if not like take them for our own nation, more of like make copies of them or read them to at least learn them. Alright, defeat Plinius, or lose all allied forces. So once again, it's not a matter of one person dies, it's more everyone goes down. It very much is taken from tactics like that a little bit. Would take too much time. Maybe we couldn't recover all of them, I guess, but still, at least everyone reads something so that everyone learns a little bit of information so it's easy to remember. And also, we have a mage with us. For all we know, they can magic up a scroll. Deploy units and reserve units. There's a limit to the number of units you may deploy in battle. Units over the threshold go into your reserve and will not participate in battle. Use X button to access the screen where you can change deployed and reserve units. Oh. Units that may prove especially helpful in battle are marked recommended. There's a penalty if you do not deploy recommended units. Then it'll be a matter of we might have to grind some units if they are not present. For the looks of it, though, we have a good amount of them. They're saying you are useful, and you are useful. We have deployed 6 out of 7 units. Let me take a look at what we have going for us. Primal Battle Mage. You. You, the man fed up with life. What's going on with you? Increase your ice resistance while decreasing your fire resistance. So the fire rocks actually would have been helpful here. Grants immunity to temptation and instant death, and deal ice type damage to all enemies within range and freeze the ground. We're gonna, I guess, learn pretty soon what frozen ground will do to us. The healers. Cure wounds and haste. We gotta make sure that no healers are allowed to live. Haste is gonna be a bad thing. And they also have fire. Fire and Scorch, though their Scorch notably takes 3. So if they use it, they cannot use it again for 2 more turns. They're gonna have to turn to Bonk Mages. Okay, there are 2 haste mages, or 2 haste priests that I can count. And I think that's all there is. 2 haste priests, which are probably going to be the first to go if we get to them in time. After that, the normal mages can be done, but if one of them blows their like magical load, we can ignore them for a good moment. Yeah, and because of their distance, they probably will stack up pretty fast. Oh, you're a fire mage. I guess you're right. Yeah. Probably why she's here. Who's actually not here? Husband, wife, helper, friend on a horse, spy that could be overpowered, and magical tutor that's also the healer. We can put one more in there. We can put either her or our tank. And honestly, our tank is already level 3, so I want to say...
I won't let you down.
Probably you. And it sucks that we can't actually put you in there. We've run out of space. So admittedly right now in aggro tanking magic especially, he might not even be like a good choice. Because a magical defense of 4, I feel like he would crumble pretty quickly. So at least for that, we can say it's safe. Quickly the encampment to see if I can upgrade anything before all this starts. We need silver. Oh, I could get this right here. Increase weapon potency by 5 to deal greater damage. And also, I'm kind of working on the assumption that we are going to always have these units with us. For all I know, the story, based on choices we make, could rip some away. So that's why, like, I'm slightly hesitant to, like, invest into things such as possibly the overpowered fucking spy. But it could be nice. I guess I'll get one for the moment. Should be safe to invest in? Probably, yeah. I feel like like he's gonna be with us forever because he's the protagonist. Everyone else, though, you never know. They could get ripped away through the story or conflicts of interest, for all I know. That's why I'm sort of nervous on it. But him, he's safe. At least that's my impression of it. but he requires a lot of iron. Actually, max HP, increased physical defense, speed, increased damage. Considering she does 2 actions, I'm probably going to go for the increased damage for the moment for her. And lastly, for her, increases fire damage dealt with clear weather. Huh, that's going to be interesting. This still, unfortunately, is weapon damage, so ability to bonk with book. Versus HP, increased physical defense, magical defense. Probably the fire one, I think. Though it's only with clear weather, so I'm unsure of how useful it could be. I guess passive fire damage is always good, considering that's her thing. And with that, no one else can be upgraded. So to check, you also can buy all these things here. But again, they have limited stock. Alright, let's get out of here. I see squares, then tilted squares, but no triangles. I know, Maddie. We have been bamboozled. I think we're fine now, though. We've upgraded 2 people at least, so... Though it is clear weather, so hopefully that will help out.